Good afternoon. This is Mayor Turner giving you an update on coronavirus in Ector County and talk some about the limited shelter in place that I will be signing tomorrow to restrict activities inside Odessa. Let me give you the current count as I know it. In Ector County, there are 3 confirmed cases, 1 female and 2 male. There are 26 negative test results, 43 pending. To give you a little bit of an idea of where our sister cities are, right now Wichita Falls has 26 cases, Lubbock has 49 cases, Abilene has 8 cases, Amarillo has 11 cases, Midland has 12 cases, and San Angelo has 3 cases. A lot of people have asked, well, why are you doing this, talking about a shelter in place? The whole goal is to keep people safe. As elected officials, our number one job is to make sure the health and safety of our citizens. And this is not a decision we've made lightly. We have looked at other ordinances from Wichita Falls, Lubbock, and many others to look at it. What is the best way to protect our citizens? A lot of people have said, well, what do you consider an essential employee? Let me show you the document I'm going off of. It is from the Department of Homeland Security. You can get this document online. It will help you go through some of the critical workforce. I'm just going to go through the general sections just to help you understand. First and foremost, healthcare and public health are critical employees. So if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're an anesthesiologist, if you have anything to do with medical, you are a critical part of the critical workforce. Law enforcement, public safety, first responders, which makes perfect sense. Also, people that work with food and in agriculture. We don't have a lot of agriculture around here, but we do have a lot of people that work with grocery stores, pharmacies, convenience stores, things for animals and pets, restaurants with carry-out and quick serve. So many of those will be covered as a critical employee. Another one is our energy industry. This means the oil fields are vital to our country, and therefore they are protected by this document from the Department of Homeland Security. It covers the electricity industry, covers the petroleum workers, and the natural gas and propane workers. Next one is water and wastewater, which is what the city does. Our employees that work at the water plant, that work at the sewage plant, will be in there working. They will be practicing social distancing. Another one is transportation and logistics. Transportation simply means the buses will continue to run, taxis and Ubers and Lyfts will continue to run because there are citizens that depend upon those services to either go to the grocery store, maybe go to the doctor, and also the logistics, which are the trucks on the road. Those trucks will continue. Public Works, which talks about operation, inspection, maintenance of many of the things in the city, which means if a water line breaks, we want to make sure that our staff is there to take care of that. Communication and informational technology, people that help keep the internet up and running, the internet, phone lines, all of those workers will also be able to be at their offices. Other community-based government operations, functions, which are the staff that maintain building access controls and federal and state and local missions, functions, and communication networks. Also, critical manufacturing. We don't have a lot of manufacturing out here, so this would apply more to energy to make sure that the oil fields are continuing to move. Any workers that work with hazardous material. If we had a spill, we wouldn't want people to go out there and be affected by hazardous material. Financial services, which banks, those type of insurance, things like that are all going to be open. Anyone that works in the chemical industry are also going to be able to go to work. And the last one is defense and industrial base, which we do not have any defense manufacturing out here. So what's going to happen is tomorrow I will sign this. This will go into effect at 11:59 tomorrow night. And I want to go over some particular sections. I'm going to have this posted, not a signed copy because I probably won't sign it until after lunch, but I will have a copy of this posted on the city network or city webpage so that you can read it yourself. Starting in section 13, it says non-essential personnel, services, and businesses. Businesses which engage in direct person-to-person services to the public, which are not time-sensitive and which are not required for immediate health and safety of the recipient. These businesses will be hair and nail salons, barbershops, tattoo parlors, piercing businesses, tanning salons, hair removal and waxing businesses, gym facilities, fitness centers, the massage places around town, and food courts. There is another section under that. It's section C, and let me go over what is required here. Talking about commercial amusement facilities. The city parks will remain open. We talked about that yesterday. But in this, it says entertainment venues, game rooms, park and pavilions will be closed. The city's Odessa Reuben Pier Memorial Skate Park will be closed. Ratliff Ranch golf links will be closed. And other courses should restrict to one person per cart, if you have it, and use measures so that they do not have to touch the flag or the hole itself. One golf course has actually turned the flag upside down so that the ball doesn't go in the hole. So nobody needs to touch that. So that's what we're going to be looking for there. Also talking about, as we talked about in the other document, essential critical infrastructure. So any of those that are out in infrastructure such as public works, residential and commercial construction, school construction, water, sewer, gas, electrical, oil refining, roads and highways, public transportation. That is all considered critical infrastructure. Another one is essential government functions, which are police, EMS, but we as a city will be sending people home that are not critical to government functions. There are some that are not in those critical areas, so we will be modeling that since we are asking the businesses to do that. Another one of essential businesses, healthcare operations are all to remain open. That's your doctors, pharmacy employees, dentists, pharmacists, pharmaceutical, biotech companies, healthcare facilities, healthcare suppliers, etc. Because we need to have all of that in place for the citizens. Also, stores that sell groceries and certain other essential supplies, such as supermarkets, the big box stores such as Walmart and Sam's will be open. Food banks will be open. Convenience stores, liquor stores, and other establishments engaged in retail sale of canned food, dry food, fresh food, vegetables, pet supplies, meats, poultry, fish, and other household consumer products such as cleaning and personal care. Another one is food cultivation. We do not have a lot of farming here, but we do have livestock. So none in the city, but those would be allowed if they were in the city. Social and charitable organizations will remain open. They are aiding our city, helping with food, shelter, social services, so those will be open. The news media will also be open because they are critical to get information out to the citizens. We talked about gas stations and businesses needed for transportation. If a car breaks down, people will need to get the parts that they need to fix their car, so they will have transportation to be able to go to the grocery store or to the doctor or anything else. Financial institutions we talked about, which are banks and related financial institutions, consumer lenders, sales and finance lenders, credit unions, appraisers, title companies, pawn shops, etc. Section 8 talks about hardware and supply stores. We want to make sure that if something happens in somebody's house, they have the ability to fix it. So if they need electrical parts, plumbing, things like that, they will have access to those. One section is called critical trade. There are people that are vital to us as citizens: plumbers, electricians, exterminators, pool cleaners, other service providers who provide services that are necessary for maintaining safety, sanitation, and essential operations of residents. So those will all be open. Mail and delivery services will continue to run. Laundry services, such as laundromats, dry cleaners, and laundry services will also be open. Restaurants for consumption of off-premises. There is no seating in any restaurant in town. It is either pickup or delivery. So that remains the same. Another one is supplies that enable you to work from home. These are stores like Staples or Office Depot, things like that, so that you can get the technology that you need to work from home. Also, stores that supply essential business, critical infrastructure, and government functions to help with computers, audio, video, electronics, things like that. Item 15, food delivery services will remain open. Also, transportation, as we talked about, which are aircraft, taxis, private transportation, Uber and Lyft, that provide transportation. Item 17 is home-based care and services. There are some, I know, nurses that go into people's home to take care of some, maybe the elderly or children. Those will continue as usual. Residential facilities and shelters, which are the ones for a nursing home or a care center or child care, things like that. Those will all remain open. Professional services such as legal, accounting, and insurance will stay open, because if something happens to somebody's house, they still need to be able to file a claim to make sure that they can repair their home. Also, they need accounting and legal in some cases. Real estate services, if somebody's in the process of selling their house, we are asking that they use a virtual closing instead of a face-to-face closing so that we can continue to take care of that area. Lawn maintenance services, because we have to have the weeds and things like that removed because it is a health and safety hazard. Automotive dealerships, that way you can have your cars repaired. Information technology services to help make sure you can stay home, because many of the things with computers I can't fix, I know that. Moving supplies and services are also still allowed. Hotel motels are still open. Funeral, mortuary, cremation, burial, cemetery related services, and weddings, provide that social distancing of 6 feet per person is maintained to the greatest extent possible, and no more than 10 persons are present during the activity. Unfortunately, we will still have people that pass away, and we need to have a way for them to take care of their lost loved one. All of the education institutions will be up to the school district to make sure they are open or closed according to what they feel the best is for going in the future. And child care facilities will all be open. There are some rules that we're putting in here: no more than 10 kids in one classroom or one room at a time. So we are following the 10 limit. So talking about these it's a lot of requirements. It's a lot of things that people don't want to do. As Americans, we treasure our freedom. Our freedom was paid for with patriots' blood. And we all are having difficulties dealing with the fact that we're getting restrictions. It is not restrictions that we would think normally would happen, but unfortunately, we are having to deal with a medical emergency. I've told you earlier from those numbers, when you're seeing your sister cities such as Lubbock, Wichita Falls, with numbers as high as they're seeing, it gets scary. It was just been a couple of weeks ago that Lubbock had their first case, and it shows how fast this virus can multiply. And what we need to continue to do is, like I've said before, first and foremost, wash your hands. This virus can enter your body through your mouth, your nose, and your eyes. So if you're somewhere and you accidentally touch something, do not touch your face. I've watched multiple doctors' reports. They can get in through the eyes because it all goes down into your lungs. That's where this virus attacks you, is in your lungs. So if you touch something, don't touch your face. Make sure you wash your hands and say your ABCs, sing a nursery rhyme or something to make sure you're washing your hands with soap for at least 20 seconds. Another one is practice social distancing. Do not get within 6 feet of anyone. And also, if you're sick, we need you to stay home. I know it's difficult. I know, if it was the flu, many people, if their child was sick, went ahead and went to work. Well, we can't do that with this. You can spread it to your coworkers. You can spread it to other people around the community. And we really don't want to do that. We have asked and are recommending that the large grocery stores and things restrict to 100 people inside the store at once. Why are we doing this? Because some of the most dangerous places we have in the city right now are checkout lines. People aren't getting that distance, and if somebody coughs, if you're within 6 feet of them, you can get that, and we do not want you to. I need to read a letter just from the school district. It's just basically asking some questions or getting some information out, so I told him I would be happy to do this. It says, ECISD is taking the additional step to protect against the spread of COVID-19 in our community and will be closing all district buildings to public access beginning Monday, March 30th. Someone will be available to answer the phones and accept deliveries between 8 and 4 each day. However, the building will not be open to visits from the public. Thank you for helping us keep each other safe. They also said with their meal plans that they've been doing an absolutely fantastic job with. Beginning Monday, March 30th, which is tomorrow, our meal schedule is changing in several ways. First, there will be only one window for meal services. Daily from 10 to 1 during this time, you can receive breakfast and lunch, so only one trip to the school is required each day. Second, we are now closing 4 serving locations from New Tech Odessa, Hayes Elementary, Reagan Elementary, and Lamar EEC, and opening 2 more locations. One is going to be at the West Odessa Volunteer Fire Department and the South Ector Volunteer Fire Department. And you can go to their website and check out everything that they've got going on. I will be having these discussions every day, every 1 to 2 days, depending upon what's going on. Now that we've gone from 1 case to 3 cases, first thing is don't panic. Be smart about it. Stay away from sick people, wash your hands, and just relax, take a breath. West Texans are a tough bunch. We've been through the good times, we've been through the bad times. We made it through that horrible shooting August 31st. We will make it through this. It is not going to be easy, and I'm not going to sit here and say it is. But as long as we stay as a community, we take care of each other, If you have an older neighbor that maybe can't go to the grocery store and you're going, see if you can go get some groceries for them. Or call the food bank to help them out. The food bank is passing out a lot of food, and they will continue to do that because that's where their heart is. There is a group I would like to thank. I know many of the parents have told me that they have learned the value of our teachers because of the fact that now they are having to be the teacher. Our teachers do an amazing job, and they are continuing to do that amazing job just by getting lessons to the kids, grading those, and making sure they have everything going so our kids can continue to learn, but at home. And so to the parents that have become the teachers, you are in my thoughts and prayers. I have 3 kids and I understand. So thank you for everything you're doing. Please be safe, and I will see you at the next video. Thank you very much.